Hi. So I have kind of a angry topic to bring up today. Some of you may have heard of it actually already if you follow people with Tourette syndrome on Twitter or Facebook. There was talk of and pictures and links to this Tourette syndrome silencer, which is essentially a muzzle that you put it over your mouth. I mean, it looks like a muzzle. It was made for something else. It was made for vocalizations for practicing singing. But someone had this brilliant idea to slap that on her child and call it a Tourette syndrome silencer and then start selling it. I just made a video talking about a Tourette syndrome silencer / muzzle. And I want to make a calmer video talking about the good things about Tourette syndrome. Because I think that this mom and this grandma kind of failed to see it, and maybe I'd like to bring that to light. So, for one, having coprolalia, the swearing aspect, makes it so that we can filter out the people that we really shouldn't have in our lives. And you don't want to be one of the people that we shouldn't have in our lives. We want to keep people in our lives. We need to be respected. That's how we learn to respect ourselves. That's how we learn to advocate for ourselves, because you advocated for us. I was advocated for if I was being embarrassing in a grocery store, if I was ever just in a group of friends and I was swearing or just rustling around and ticking, I had support. And I had people saying, I'm with you. That muzzle doesn't say I'm with you. That muzzle says, you're a nuisance and I need to fix it. And my priority is my being comfortable around you. And my priority is not being embarrassed by people hearing you. So I'm going to put this on your face. I think it's sad. I think it's unbearably sad. I think that a child should be taught that they're going to be creative people who learn from their experiences. They're going to grow up to know exactly what it's like for everyone else with Tourette syndrome, despite the fact that it's like a fingerprint. And they're going to know what it's like to make noises around people, to make movements around people. They're going to connect, and they're going to learn empathy. And they're going to grow as people. And they're going to be better people. And they're going to learn from their Tourette syndrome. You might think it's embarrassing to you. It's more embarrassing to them. But it doesn't mean they want to wear a muzzle. What about the alternative is to teach them to be well with themselves instead of teaching them to be quiet? Not even just teaching them to be quiet, but forcing something onto their face that makes it so that there's silence. But teaching them as individuals, as children who are growing and learning from what you are teaching them. What about saying, it's okay? And people will be judgmental. People are going to be mean. But I'm on your side. And you don't need a muzzle. You don't need a Tourette syndrome silencer. Because it makes me feel better in my surroundings. Because it makes me think that maybe it's what's best for you because it's convenient for me. I think that I care about your future. And you can't spend the rest of your life wearing that thing. I accept you, and the people who matter will accept you. Tourette is a filter. It keeps out the people who shouldn't have to matter, because if they're thinking you should wear a muzzle, then their opinion shouldn't weigh in. Listen to the people who are supporting you. Listen to the people who are loving you and saying, you're neurodiverse. You're making little noises here and there. You're swearing here and there. But it's background noise, because it's not really a swear word if it's Tourette syndrome. If it's Tourette syndrome and it's coprolalia, it is not a swear word. It is simply a tic. It is noise. It is not offensive. It is not meant to be offensive. It is noise. It is coming out of our mouths as spontaneous neurology. And it is not your fault. I think that we can accept this because it's not swearing. It's not offensive. It's not embarrassing. And you are not embarrassing. Let's get rid of this muzzle. Let's teach you self-acceptance. Maybe join a support group for kids who are like you. Tourette Canada offers one. Instead of muzzling our children, we put them together and we teach them to be well with friends who are like them, who can cope like them, who learn like them, because there's nothing wrong with them. The only thing that's wrong with anything in this situation is telling them that there's something wrong with them. Because there isn't. I've seen them grow. You know, the alternative to muzzles is inspiring them. Is telling them for the first time in their lives, after they swear, and you're at a conference and this young girl says, well, she makes a tic. And it's a swear word. It's coprolalia. And she looks so embarrassed and apologetic. And she says she's sorry. And for some reason, for the first time, it seemed like it was the first time ever someone told her, don't be sorry. It's not your fault. Because the look on her face, I could have sworn it was the first time anyone had said that. And that was impactful. She didn't need a muzzle. She needed someone to care.